Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your britches. We have an amazing, humble, attractive, wonderful, you want me to keep going?
Yes.
My man, Tyler Lindell of Hatch Realty. Good morning, Tyler. How you living?
I am living fantastic.
You're exhausted, aren't you?
I was very exhausted yesterday when we saw each other in the parking lot.
Yeah, you showed houses all day long, right?
So yeah, we had 12 showings total yesterday.
That's a lot.
Pretty crazy.
That's not a typical day. And those of you tuning in, Tyler Lindell, you've been on our Hatch Realty team for how long now?
4 years.
Okay, that's crazy.
4.5
been 4 years. Oh my gosh. Well, Tyler and I have similar backgrounds. We're both ministry guys that have found our way to real estate. And man, Tyler, you crush it. Like we got to talk about stats for just a moment before we're going to talk about what you're so busy with. The average realtor sells 8 houses a year, right? In the month of March, how many houses did you sell?
You would know.
Yeah, you sold 24.
24.
In March.
In March?
Yeah. Tyler has sold as of the first as of the 1st of June. Tyler's already sold near 60 houses this year. That is unbelievable, dude, that you have 7.5 years of experience in the first 6 months of what you're doing. How are you managing all this, man? Because let me pause there.
Yep.
I cut you off already. The market right now isn't reflective of the success that you're having. The market is down 10% in the last couple of months, and you're up exponentially. So how is all this happening?
The biggest thing for us is when we were told of what we should be expecting in the slowdown, is we took that as a prime factor that we need to kind of turn it up at that point. So any buyers that we have that we're looking, we need to look even more extensively. We need to be even more diligent in knowing that if something pops on the market, we're there within an hour to 2 hours. Like my goal, and I talked about it last year or 2 years ago. I know sometimes you don't like to have me coming on all the time just because, you have to do I
have to have other guests on.
You have to have so many other things.
I can't set my favorites every time.
Yeah, we don't want to tell anyone else that hat. So, but no, we want to make sure that if a house comes on the market and it's the perfect house, we don't want to compete. So I want to get it done that night. And not saying that we're going to overpay for it. There's a lot of, and I think that's what people might think is because it comes on the first night that we're overpaying to get it done that night. When realistically we're not. I'm just negotiating the right way and have the expectation set for the listing agent of when we can close, what we can do for them, why we're going to be the best buyer for them. And I have to set, it's a long night, but when you get it taken care of that night, then your client's very happy with what you've done. So
let's walk through this. Let's say I'm a buyer that's repped by you and your team. You have a team of 3 people that are servicing all your clients, right?
Yep.
Plus the overarching Hatch Realty team. So folks get a whole lot of assets when they decide to work with Tyler Lindell.
Yep.
There's a house that comes on the market this morning, Tyler. I love it. What does that day look like so I can win by the end of the day?
So I'm at Hatch Coaching too right now.
You are
filming this.
Yeah.
I call Thad. Thad's at his.
And who's Thad?
So Thad is my showing assistant. So when you talk about 3 people, you're talking about Thad and Nick and Carrie.
Yes. And you.
Okay,
yeah.
and me. And I would say a team of 4. You said team of 3, and you're exactly right. But Carrie is also our TC, and without Carrie,
what's a TC?
Transaction coordinator. And without our transaction coordinator, Carrie, we wouldn't be able to run at the pace we're doing either because everything behind the scenes she's taking care of.
Okay.
So say if I'm here, someone at whatever needs to see a home right now at this house and I know it's going to have multiple offers, I call Thad, my showing assistant, and say, hey, Thad, can you be at this house at 9:30 or 10 o'clock? He would say, yes, but I need to check to make sure we can do the showing because if they live there, then he needs to do it accordingly. And then if we can get in ASAP.
The difference between a vacant house and a currently lived-in house, and then
Correct.
with everybody quarantined right now as well, a lot of people are at home. So it's not as easy as just scheduling a showing.
No, and with COVID, we take COVID very serious as well. So, I mean, we got to make sure we're bringing hand sanitizer, we're doing the right things, but at the same point, there's a lot of procedures that we have to do even before the showing.
Yeah.
Which is why I think we've been able to take advantage and our numbers are up right now is because we've planned for that the right way. A lot of, not to say a lot of agents haven't done that, but we made sure and we were very diligent in creating that platform that this is what we're going to do for a client at this point. Because if we're not ready and they're ready, then we won't be servicing them the right way.
Right.
So
those of you tuning in, Tyler Lindell of Hatch Realty, talking to us about how to win in a multiple offer negotiation. And so I go and I see the house with Thad. I love the house.
Yep.
Where do we go from there?
If we're repped and things are good to go, then we discuss an offer at the house actually.
Okay,
like
so you and Thad and I would all get on the phone together.
Yep. Well, I would. Thad would bring up any issues that I saw in the house, and then to me directly, and then I would get on the phone with the client actually. So I would take control if I'm here. I like to be at the showings if possible, but with how busy we are, I have to have Thad on because we don't want to miss an opportunity on showing a house.
Yeah,
if I'm super busy.
And that's an intentional design by Hatch Realty
Yep.
to have not just one person represent a buyer, because what you're talking about right now is 100% the truth, Tyler, is that there's so much demand out there right now and that speed matters. And if you're tied up for half a day and you can't show me that house, I'm going to lose out on that house. That would make me so irate. So you obviously are working with leverage and great people, and you are the master negotiator in all this. So we talk on the phone. I love the house. Thad points out a few things to be concerned about. You've already reviewed the house, researched it, and now we say, I want to write an offer. How do you set me up to win?
So I would discuss, closing date's been a big thing for people because people want to close ASAP if they can. So I'll have that in the back of my man, I'm a man, in my mind, that when we are discussing those different things, that the closing date, we know if we need closing costs and purchase price. Because if they've only been on the market one day, why are they going to accept a really low offer? They aren't. And I set that tone right away.
But my cousin in Des Moines, Iowa says that I should write an offer for like 10% off or 15% off.
We're in Fargo, North Dakota. People are moving here constantly, and we're not going to stop. So, and that's kind of the thing I tell people too, is I've actually been in that experience where, like last week, we had someone who moved here and they wanted to offer $20,000 under asking. We send that offer
for a new listing.
For a new listing, we send that offer in. We will not hear back because they're going to be offended. And I set that tone where I don't want to go in full price. I want to get closing costs. I want to get the money out of pocket that we don't need. And if that isn't a concern, let's try and get a couple $1,000s off asking. In reality, if we wait another day and because we want to think on it, and we can, we set that expectation too, that we can wait. But if more eyes see it over the night, because we know what Zillow is, Zillow's not stopping. Like everyone loves Zillow. They're gonna. I mean, my wife, we just bought a house 2 years ago, and my wife wants to buy a house every other week. So that's what it is. But everyone's looking at that house, and if we wait another day, we might get into multiple offer negotiations, and we'll have to go over asking, and we really want it, so now we're going to pay even more because we waited another day.
So first and fast can oftentimes be best.
Right now, for buyers, that's what we need to do. It's definitely a seller's market. And I'm a buyer's agent, and I loved last year because we could wine and dine a little bit more. It's not like that anymore. Where we had to, and that's the one thing where I talked about is we had to modify our game plan. Like we had to be very strategic in what we're doing.
Well, it sounds like you're setting your clients up for a big win because you're doing your homework ahead of time. You're setting the stage so they know what they're getting themselves into. And then you're acting quickly, abruptly, and making sure that you're covering all the bases when you are writing an offer with them. There's fortunately some great ways in which buyers are always protected. That's with the home inspection, the appraisal. So even if something wasn't right, there's some other checks and balances that will cover them. Tyler, do you expect this busy season to continue?
Yes, with the interest rates of what they are. I've talked with a lot of loan officers, and they see interest rates going down even more possibly in the next 3 to 4 months, which I think is crazy. But I mean, you've seen a lot of people refinance, but when people are refinancing, like I've had a lot of people, investors come out of the woodwork now, where they've collected enough equity in their home, they're doing a HELOC on their home, and they're buying an investment property, and that's been a really cool transition too. But that's a lot of work managing our single-family residence. But we can do it, and we do it in the right way because we have a team. And if we didn't have that team, we would be sinking. Very fast.
One of the best people I know, Tyler Lindell of Hatch Realty, crushing the real estate market right now. Tyler, love having you in our world, and thanks for joining us today.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, folks, we're going to break. Check out Tyler Lindell at hatchrealty.com and see all the houses that he can help you buy. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.